Welcome back to Chat Lab. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ethan. This is the podcast where thoughts are tested.
Today we're going to be asking some open-ended questions. Ethan has a list of them. I mean, I have the list too, but he has some ones that he's picked out probably for the better because, he's good with that.
Yeah, it's basically just a more of a structure to our waffle.
Yeah, it's a structured waffle, I guess.
Yeah.
But as usual, how's your week? How you doing? What's new?
Week. It's been pretty good. So, start with more recent stuff. Today I got a phone call from Dunn's and I have an interview with them tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she called me, and because I had trouble applying on my application, I made sure to call her back, and I was telling her like, look, I can't. It's all funky. I can't apply. Like, so she called me today, and she said she's organized the interview, so I'll just use your application from last time and go from there. And I was like, yes, because this isn't a seasonal role. This is a part-time position. Like, this is actually something I'd get to have.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty nice. Other than that, I'm getting my first wisdom tooth.
Out or in? You just said you're getting it.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm getting it, as in it's growing.
Oh.
It's coming down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like you were getting it out, but you just like forgot to say that.
No. Like, do you have any wisdom teeth yet? No.
I don't even have one of my canines, so I don't think I have a wisdom tooth.
No, you'll get them eventually. Apparently.
Some people it doesn't happen. Although I think my dad got
apparently
them.
it shapes your face.
I think my dad has all four of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to shape your face. So
yeah,
that would
really
all
you need
nice
it. Like.
For me. Big old baby face, babby. But yeah, that happened. I attended a Google seminar for their Summer of Code program.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, interesting. I got to do my research, apply to some companies. I'm not as pushed to do it though, because I mean I am. It'd be nice. It's like a €2,000 stipend, 3 months of coding. It's the best thing you can put on your CV at my level. But it's very prestigious.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't. For some reason, I don't have it in me right now to do that, and I don't know why. I have time. I have ages, so I'll get there. I'm thinking about what to do. But
what's the difference?
Because my main language is C#,
and
right. None of the organizations are coding in C#.
Yeah, I was gonna say what's the difference between that and the Apple one, but sure, I forgot the
Apple
Apple
one is a customer service role. Yeah. So I actually don't have to do anything for that. I just have to apply and say who I am.
Yeah. Well,
whereas this one is proving my coding skills. So that's something.
Speaking of coding,
so
I looked at the project. Like I actually like properly looked at the programming project I have, like the group one.
Okay.
No idea. Like no, like we just like it's complicated. I guess it's like the one we did last semester, but like we have to recreate it basically, but make it like much more complex, and then also, link it to a database. So it's just like this whole thing, and it's like, yeah, it's just not going to be fun. It just won't be fun.
Yeah.
So, but I think we might get. We kind of had a meeting today, and we kind of didn't. We looked at it, but we didn't really know what was going on, and we didn't know like how to actually like start to like actually delegate work to people. So we were like, okay, homework, brush up on the database lectures and notes, and we'll come back on Monday and we'll get it, properly started. We can, use some of the stuff from last semester from, the first project, and just try to like implement that into the new one, and kind of work from there. So, I gave homework to myself, which wasn't great, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this week also I got officially put in a group for my app dev final project with Kuba and Connor, so the people I've been coding with now for a solid year, as a team basically, and then we actually get to be an official team for a project that we get graded on. So
yeah,
that's cool.
That's just you're all gonna just fly through that, and it's gonna be the easiest thing ever, and you're gonna get like 100.
Because we were in a breakout room today, and we basically did out like a logical database view, and she came in then and was like, nah lads, I just wanted ideas. Like, you got too technical too quick. She was just telling us we needed to figure out what we wanted because we were already trying to figure out how without knowing what. Which, in our opinion, we could probably derive what from how.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second, but we could probably do that. Because we just figured out, I was like, what do we want to do? And then we figure out what it's for afterwards, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
But
I think
basically,
that's
our app idea, we were given the subject we were given is a student assignment system. And we have to come up with an idea, a project, and propose that to her and complete that contract and deliver it. So our proposal is going to be like, it's like, do you have something like Moodle or do you use Moodle?
we use Canvas.
Yeah, they upload, you know where you check your assignments and stuff?
Yeah.
It'd be like that, but it more focuses on lecturers being able to view the classes they teach and their workload. So if you're a lecturer, right, and you have to, as part of your curriculum, assign a written assignment by the end of the semester, but you check, and this week that class group already has given 4 assignments, 2 of which are due like next week. You can decide, depending on you, to maybe give that later or give it with a more of an extension. So it's like it helps people out because like lecturers, especially, she was talking about this. Like she said, like, you know, sometimes you don't know what's going on in other classes, so you know accidentally pile the work on students without knowing that other classes are simultaneously doing it at the same time.
Yeah, that's a big problem as well in secondary schools, because like one teacher might give you nothing, but then the next one you get might give you like, you know, 20 million questions to do for homework, and then you might have a next class and it's English and they give you like a 4-page essay due for tomorrow, and you're like, okay, hold on, and then you go to the next class and they give you another load of questions and you have to like do another thing, and then someone else gives you a project, and it's like, okay, hold on, we got so much homework today, can you just like chill?
And they don't know any better, you see.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to implement, that kind of functionality. And that's what we're going for, I guess.
Seems good.
Changing courses slightly. I tried the new Coke Zero flavor.
Hell yeah.
I think we were. I don't know if we talked about this the last podcast.
I don't think we talked
But it was
about
mentioned
it, but...
about last week. Coke Zero did a rebrand. Their logo looks different. Coca-Cola, sorry, did a rebrand. Their logo looks different for Coke Zero now.
Does the logo look different, or is it just the color?
The colorway is different.
Yeah. Now it's red primary, black secondary.
Yeah, and they added a new taste on top of the rebrand, the reskin, I guess. And I actually really like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Kind of tastes like nothing simultaneously, like Coke though. At the same time.
I think I had the new one, and then I went back to the old one because like it was just what was in the shop. And I actually think I prefer the newer ones, like overall, you know, like regardless of like, oh, it tastes a bit sweeter, or it doesn't taste sweeter at all, or you know, it tastes less sweet, whatever your opinion is on that. I just think like even like aftertaste and like you know like with original Coke, this is the reason I don't like original Coke, is it like coats your mouth in like
this layer
of sugar.
You need to get your fingernail and scrape the plaque off your teeth afterwards, basically.
So
yeah,
I find that similar like taste when that happens with original Coke is actually more in the old flavor than it is in the new flavor. It's obviously Coke Zero never coats your teeth the way the other one does, which is why I prefer it. But I definitely think the taste of that kind of happening is more so in the old one than the new one. If like, you know, but I wouldn't have thought about that unless there was a new taste. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess, but it's good though. I mean,
would you prefer the old one or the new one?
I'd say new one. I think
so
going
too.
back and then coming back again. I think I prefer the new one.
I also, prior to this recording, I spent like an hour playing Human Resource Machine. I think we very recently talked about what this was like 2-3 days ago. But for anyone that doesn't know, it's basically a game that you get to code. You basically get to learn the fundamentals of like programming, but it's done in a way that it's like you're in this factory, right? And there's these boxes that come in through the inbox, and then you have to do whatever the manager says. So you got to take every box as a number. So you got to take like each number and multiply it by 3, and then put it in the out box, which is like the output. And you got to figure out stuff like that. And there's no multiplication. You got to do addition to make the multiplication, and it's all kind of cool. I really enjoy playing that. Also, actually started using my Arduino this week. Did I mention I got a student kit? I think so. Anyway, we got a student kit. We got the Arduino, we got a breadboard and some circuitry and stuff. So I've actually starting to understand how circuitry works. It's really fucking cool, to say the least. TLDR, it's really, really cool. Like, just the wiring and stuff is interesting to me because it's new.
Yeah, we also did we started playing Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That's really fun.
Oh my god, that's so much fun.
So for anybody who doesn't know, it's basically like one person has a manual, the other person, which is just a PDF, and the other person has plays the game, and there's like a bomb, and you as the person with the manual have to like talk the person through how to solve each like module on the bomb. Like there's different puzzles, like number.
It's basically one giant communication exercise, but it's so entertaining.
Yeah, and then, it's just really fun to like kind of, I guess, race against the clock, and
it's kind of stressful.
The only thing in your way is you.
Yeah, like if you're not good, if you don't get the right answer across, you're fucked.
Yeah,
and that's simple as.
And then obviously, there's like strikes and time goes quicker, and it's like it's very stressful. But then you just like have some good rounds. I remember, I think what was it? We failed this one like 2 or 3 times, was it? And then the last time,
I think we failed about 3 times.
We did it, and it was like it only took us like 2 minutes to do, whereas before it blew up at 5.
Mostly depends on what sort of module you get. So like on every bomb, there's a certain number of modules, and they change based on each round. They change. So sometimes we got like more complicated ones or ones we couldn't understand, like Morse code.
Yeah, no.
All this. Yeah.
that was at that stage, I just blew up the bomb. I was like, I don't care. I'm just gonna use all our strikes because we're not gonna get this in time. It's like 30 seconds left. Might as well just blow it up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been really fun. As you know, I've been doing a lot of Blender.
Yes, that's a recent thing. Very, very recent. But it's really cool. I must say, you came out of nowhere. Yeah. And you're delivering.
I half did the donut that everybody does when they first use Blender. There's a playlist by Blender Guru. He like goes through everything in loads of different parts. I kind of got halfway through that, but I didn't really finish it because I don't know, I was doing something and I just couldn't like finish it in time or whatever. But even then, I think I prefer like making environmental stuff and things that aren't like realistic but still have like a realistic like vibe to them, like astronauts in space like with a weird thing in front of them, or some alien landscape, or some
exploring things that you
apocalyptic land basically. Yeah, so it's like trying to make these environments rather than like making items and stuff. I mean, I'm sure I might like go into making a room or something because that would be cool. I did try to create like a bedroom. I found a picture online that was like an illustration, and I was going to turn it into a 3D space, but then I realized I had no idea how to make a bed. I had no idea how to make pillows, and then it's like stopped working. Like I did a setting, and then I was doing some other stuff for a bit, not touching that setting at all. And when I came back, I was like, oh, it's not working. Tried to like redo it. It just didn't happen. So I was like, okay, cool. Fine. I'll just leave it there. Clearly I can't like make objects yet, but I find it easier to like use simple objects and create landscapes or create environments using them. Even though it's only been like a day, I've made the donut, and then I made a hallway, which was really cool. That was fun to do. And then I made a cool sci-fi ring thing, and then I made one that was in space. The space one wasn't great, but it's a start. I noticed a couple of things that are wrong with it, but like the difference between the donut and like everything else I did after that shows, because it's like I wanted to create landscapes, so when it came to creating landscapes, I put more effort in, and the results came out better because of that.
Yeah. If you came into a problem, you were more inclined to solve it
Yeah,
rather than get stumped.
yeah, because like I wanted to make something that looked super nice. I did try making it animated earlier. For some reason I didn't know. I don't know why. I still not sure why it would like I animated it, but then it didn't like render the animation.
Oh.
Like the render was like 0 seconds long, and there was no like rendering time. It was just like counting the frames almost or something. I don't know. It was like weird. Because it didn't say there was any time remaining. That like wasn't there at all. But the frames were going up like one every like 10-20 seconds. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I just exported it as loads of pictures and then tried to put it in Premiere. But then I realized that like, first of all, the way I animated it wasn't correct at all. I basically just like brought down the strength of the light because I was trying to make it like flicker, but by bringing down the strength, it just made it more orange. It didn't like. It just made like the whiteness of the light go away, and then it was just orange underneath. It wasn't like a flicker.
Right.
But it's okay. I think it's nicer to make still images for now anyway. It's also better for my PC to do still images. Yeah. So I've just been messing about. I'm gonna just see how many things I could do. I also try to follow as many tutorials as I can to like learn different things about different techniques to make different shapes and different lighting and all this stuff. Yeah.
Step by step.
Step by step. I mean, I've only done it for a day or so. Yeah, like a day.
Yeah.
And I mean, since with the results I already have, I'm pretty happy to keep going. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't. So
Yeah.
it's been fun. Which also means that I haven't been playing as many games.
That's true. You haven't been on COD a lot this week.
Yeah. And just like meh. Whether I'm just not really bothered or I'm doing something else. I don't know, just not feeling it right now. Because it's, I've got other things I want to do. Case in point, Blender.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I guess we can start with the questions of open-endedness.
Yeah, okay.
One here that I think is it's not heavy, but it's like food for thought. What makes you like or dislike a person? So it's like turn-offs, turn-ons, but like personality-wise.
I'm not sure. I think like, you see, I'd want to go with something like honesty and stuff, but sometimes it's better to not be honest. And if somebody cares, they would. Like, I mean, sometimes, they're very rare cases, but like, I feel like they would be careful with being honest if they were trying to like legitimately make you feel okay. I mean, obviously then there's like honesty that's like late, which is like a completely different thing where it's like they hold it for a while and then tell you so as to like keep you safe for a bit, but then it's like, okay, we probably should I probably should tell this guy or what's going on. But I think honesty is still pretty strong. I think it's needed as a turn on in terms of personality. So if they're not honest, basically dishonesty. I'll just say one, then you say one, and then we can just keep going that way because I don't want to like list them all.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as dislikes go, you went very deep. I was more thinking like initial things, but I can go there, I think. So
I'll think of an initial one. So how about that?
I think one thing that just turns me off, that makes me dislike a person, would be their lack of motivation to do anything. So like it's not that they don't know what they want to do, because a lot of people don't. It's that they don't know what to do with themselves, right? That sounds like the same thing, but like knowing what to do is in having a future plan in place. That's something not a lot of people have. Or if they do, they're only kind of following it to follow it. Whereas like knowing what to do with yourself is like doing stuff for you. You know, like being productive with yourself and your self-care and your self-health and trying to be the best person you can be, even if you don't know where you're going with your life. I feel like someone that doesn't strive to do that isn't really cool. Like,
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think that's pretty solid. I mean, if you,
it just doesn't match, you know. Like
yeah.
I really want to be about self improvement. If you're not about that, it's not. I just don't. I don't understand it. Why do you not want to make yourself better all the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's not like oh, I'm not comfortable with myself. Like I am, but it's why don't you like? It's not you feel the need. It's you want to do it. It's a good thing. You feel like you want to do it. I don't know. It's not even just like going to the gym. It's like having good habits.
Yeah, I think it might just come down to the fact of like, what's easier. You know, is it easier to chill or is it easier to like
people that are all
constantly
about
grow?
instant gratification? I think is where my point is coming from.
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly like, will I do this self-discipline that really rewards myself in the future, or will I just take the easy route and chill now? people that do the latter rather than the former aren't people. Like it's just
aren't
not
people.
not cool. They are. I mean, okay.
As far as something initial, I was thinking that like if somebody is, I have a couple like, but they're like tiny things that like so I can't like delve into them too deeply, but like one would be like interruption, like if they just constantly talk over you. I feel like okay, this is our first conversation and you're already doing this. Shut up. Even it's probably even worse if it's in a group. Then there's also like I guess like not being able to just communicate like a normal person. Like they communicate
through mannerisms.
Through different ways that isn't direct, and you're like, just tell me what you're trying to say, instead of trying to go around it. Like whether we just met or not, like just tell me what you're trying to say instead of going through different avenues to say it. I'd rather you just like said it straight out. For most things. But it's like when I'm, let's say if I'm having a first conversation with someone and I'm trying to get to know them, or I'm trying to have a bit of banter, but like all of their responses are so like a roundabout way. It's like, or if I'm trying to have a legitimate conversation and then they start like messing about, going different ways and stuff just to say what they want to say instead of just talking like a normal person. That's very rare cases, and like it really depends how I'm feeling, so it's not necessarily like a turn off. It's just more of like it's more of like an initial turn off, even if they are an amazing person and it was just that moment where it didn't work. I don't know. And I think like overconfidence and underconfidence, but mostly overconfidence, can be kind of irritating. Because underconfidence, you might think, oh, they're shy, they're cute, they're whatever. But like overconfidence is like, okay, I literally don't want to talk to you if you think you're that much better than everyone else. So, and that's really an initial thing, because I feel like I wouldn't even associate myself with someone who's like way too confident for their own good, for it to be a long-lasting thing.
Yeah.
Confidence is good, but if you really think, if you have a God complex, like, it's a bit ridiculous at that stage. Like a legitimate God complex.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of my worst things is when someone is overly loud.
Oh, true.
Oh. Oh, you're back. That was really quick. I just think if someone is overly loud, it's really off-putting. Like it's like I think the word I'm trying to look for is obnoxious, almost. I don't know. There's a certain way someone can act. It makes them not even look full of themselves, but they're allowed to try and be funny as well as one thing that really annoys me. I don't mean someone that just talks loud, although that is kind of annoying. Like learn how to speak. I don't like I don't know.
Use your inside voice.
Yeah, exactly. But
Loud equals funny. Like.
yeah, when they just yell random things that are currently trending in pop culture,
Haha, dab, but they like scream it.
or when their laugh is it's just over the top on purpose.
Yeah, I think it kind of relates back to the interruption too. Like, because if they are loud, chances are they're loud and they want what they're saying to be heard, so they probably will interrupt you, especially in a group.
Yeah, usually it's an attention thing. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's definitely. It's definitely something that would annoy me, but I don't know if I've come across it too many times, and I've definitely had loud friends in the past, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are very few things that would like completely turn me off a person.
Yeah, it would just make me go, ugh.
Yeah, and I'm sure
That'd be it. Like,
I'm sure, especially if it's an initial thing,
if I get to know
it's
them.
probably not them all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're younger and you have people come over and you act the maggot because you want to impress them and you want attention, and then your parents are like, stop acting the maggot, stop trying to get attention. You're like, oh, I didn't realize I was doing that, but that's really embarrassing now that you caught on.
Yeah.
But you're a
Yeah,
kid,
definitely.
like, so you don't want to say it. Yeah,
What would be something that you like initially about a person?
personality wise, or just like mannerisms or things they do or anything really. I guess anything.
Anything, I guess.
I think if they're just like super cheery and joyful, like if
Oh yeah, if they're PMA to the max.
yeah, and if their laugh is like literally one of the best laughs in the world, as well as that, because usually if they're really cheery, their laugh will be like golden, and I think things like that, like that's like really good to get when you first.
It really
meet
makes you
someone.
feel good.
Yeah, because you're like,
Yeah.
wow, this person is literally just a bundle of joy.
Yeah.
And it just brings the entire atmosphere up when, like, if that person laughs or if that person, finds something funny or says stuff. It's like, oh yeah, that's good.
Trying to think of one myself now. Be something that I would like initially about a person. I guess one that's obvious that I'm not really counting is like if someone actually matches with a topic I find interesting.
Yeah, I think
They just happen off chance to be interested in the topic that I talk about. That immediate, like, that's class. But I guess another one is someone that kind of just has the conversation to have it, like, as in they don't, because some people think, oh, I'm an extrovert, so I'm going to be out and about and out there, and what ends up happening is someone that maybe doesn't want to have a conversation with them, not because they're introverted, though that could be true, just because they don't like them. Maybe someone that forces a conversation on you, I just hate, as in they really just try to put small talk. I'm completely fine with awkwardness. So someone that knows that boundary, like someone that's like, I don't know, they're not constantly just bombarding you with conversation, because I've had it, like, it's a weird thing, right? But it's like they try to just get out as much out of you as possible, and like random tidbit things, like what's your favorite this that, like, thing. It's really, though, like, maybe I'm just doing something that I might actually come back in like 45 seconds and think about something interesting to ask you rather than rant. I guess someone that doesn't actually like to go deep with a conversation. Because people that generally bombard you with questions are people that just do some shallow shit. And I don't mean deep like the way we talk. Just beyond how's the weather and what your favorite pet animal is. Just something that has more content and stature than that. Like, it's cool.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I also like a messer, like someone who knows how to like have fun in like obviously a more respectful way, but like obviously not like dumb pranks. I mean just like
Oh yeah, someone that has a good
just
sense of
like
humor.
a messer,
Oh,
like like
yeah,
just
they're
someone
funny
who's
as fuck.
because I feel like that would click completely because I'd be like, yeah, okay, you've got me hooked. That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, just someone who's
definitely.
just like he's just constantly trying to do something funny or entertaining or just trying to liven up the place and like mix that with like the cheeriness and it just becomes amazing. So, any other questions?
Yeah. What would your perfect house look like?
See, my immediate reaction was like, I have no idea.
Right.
Because like I could go with, I'd like somewhere small, little cottage, or I could go, standard family home, or I could go mansion, or like there's.
I don't think I'd ever like a mansion.
I'd like a mansion as a young one, as a young person, as a young one, as a young person, because I think it's just cool to have.
Yeah, I guess.
But I mean, if I was raising a family, I'd want like just a regular home.
I
Honestly,
don't know. I feel like mansions can get very lonely.
yeah. But I mean, if there's enough people around, I think it would be okay,
Yeah.
bit better. But if I'm trying to like have a family and stuff, I mean, even then, I might even just go with the bungalow because honestly, I'm so over stairs. Because I mean, I've had stairs. I had stairs in two houses, then I had stairs in only one house, and then that changed into another bungalow. So now two bungalows, and I'm happy with each of them. I just like being able to walk around without having to like go up and down stairs all the time, just for no reason. Like, it's just easier. And then if someone breaks their leg, they don't have to go upstairs. Easy.
I think a really sizable bungalow would be really cool.
Yeah, like if you basically had, it'd be cool though if you had like the second floor and just put it downstairs. So it was like an actual big bungalow.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So it's the same size house, just on one floor.
Yeah. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think I'd like that because I mean that would just be nice.
I'd also like a good garden as well, though.
Yeah, I'd like a good garden. I don't know if I'd like, well, now I wouldn't, but maybe if I'm older, I probably might, trick it out with all these flowers and plants. Become a gardener. But I definitely would like a big garden for, whatever activity I want to have. If I want to have fun soccer game, if I want to put it's trampoline, if I want to have slides, if I have kids, let's say, if I want to put whatever, if I want to have a pool out in the summer, I'd like enough space to be able to do all these things and not be confined to a small area to do those. Also, for if anybody has friends over, or if I have friends over, it'd be nice to like have a whole area to chill.
Yeah, I definitely like this big recreational place that's like almost like a fire pit type thing.
I'd love a pool. I just don't know how often I'd use it. That's the only problem.
I'd love a bougie ass gym.
Yeah, I'd love like a full-on home gym. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, and it's like all like matte black or something. It's just crazy bougie. Like,
yeah, and everything.
like every exercise machine is like custom skinned. Like,
It's all every
brother.
exercise machine is like just silver, no like color accents, and the walls are matte black.
Days.
That would be sick.
Oh,
There's one
that would be
there's one
sick.
in Cork. There's one called was it like 5 feet or something like that, and theirs is like a load of floors, and there's like different stuff on each floor, but all the walls are dark and all like it's like crazy. There's like, and then there's one room that's like there's no windows, it's just light,
Oh,
and the walls are matte black.
that's cool.
Yeah, I didn't actually like the gym because it was like too confusing to go up and down all these places when it was like a 1 day pass to check how the place was. I prefer like a big open gym where you walk around rather than like one that's like separated multiple times.
Yeah, I guess I've never had the situation where I've had multiple levels for a gym. That would be cool though.
I'll take you there someday and you'll see. It's just like
It would be pretty cool.
it's cool, but it's just like it's just
Yeah.
it's too annoying to have to like figure out where you want to go to work out. And like there was some stuff that was in like a plan that I had for myself, and then they didn't have that machine there or any way for me to do that thing, so I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, that'd be cool to have. I think I might use a hot tub more than I would a pool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be really cool.
Because a pool, it's like so much effort to go in. But like,
I'd love to have like a really nice Zen garden, like just something that I could really go into, and like and like I'm near nobody, right? So I can go into this garden, birds, flowers, whatever,
koi fish.
the waterfall,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
and it's just ambience.
And then there's
nothing
this
else.
little green patch of grass, and you just have a mat there. You just meditate.
Yeah,
you'd be a
and I could have this
you'd be a
like
bougie house dad.
this like temple thing, right? Which is like it's like a marquee, but it's like made of like fucking dark gray stone, right? So because it's from the climate we're in, it rains all the time, right? Imagine just out there listening to the rain, but perfectly dry, isolated. Oh, that would be really nice.
I'd also love a bar. Just a contrast, real quick. Just a sharp contrast. I'd love an outside bar, so that with your big garden, you could serve all your friends.
That's part of the fire pit, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a circle with like lovely tile countertop. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I guess an extension of that is what would be like your dream car.
Do you even have to ask? Ford Mustang 2017.
Just that's it.
No
question.
Well, that's the year I prefer so far. We'll see how they go. I would also like an older car, like, I think it would be nice to have like a a 1997 kind of car or something. There might be a cool one, or like an 87, because I think there's a really nice 87 Mustang or Dodge Charger or Challenger, one of the two. It's either a Mustang or a Dodge. I just don't know which Dodge it is, but there's some older cars that are also nice, so I might like between the both of them.
Yeah, my taste goes through different things. So, like that typical Ford American Jeep.
Yeah.
Ford truck. Yeah, I'd like one of those. Not my dream car, but I'd really like one of those for some reason. They just look so cool. I don't know why. I guess in current era, my dream car is a Tesla.
I honestly,
as far as a model,
I'd like a
a
Tesla.
Model S.
Yeah, I think I'd like a Tesla, but I think I would prioritize
a Model S in like the cobalt blue.
Oh no, I'd prioritize a Mustang over a Tesla. If I had the option to pick one now, I would pick the Mustang.
But if I had to go back in time, as in if I could get myself an older car, right, I'd get like some sort of Japanese made like 90s chassis of any Japanese made car. The boxy style is so aesthetic. I love it so much. And then you get the car, right? You make the interior kind of modern. So it's almost like a retro exterior. But it's like up to date, Oh my god, there's this car I just saw like on TikTok, and it's literally that. It's like this old Golf It's all boxy. It's real. It's so
Oh,
nice
I
looking.
would
And then you go
like.
into it, and it's like dark wood, leather seats. It's got Apple CarPlay. Like look, and it's like it looks old, but it's like new technology, and it's oh my days, man, it's so good.
I would love. I would love an Audi though, like an Audi R8. The 2020 model is super nice. But that's like. That's just like I'd like it, but like I wouldn't pick it over the Mustang.
Yeah, like if I had another car like that,
yeah,
yeah.
like if everything I say from now on, like probably will go underneath the Mustang 99% of the time. But an Audi R8, sick. There's a couple of cars that I wouldn't necessarily know the exact name of, but I know what they look like, and you know those are kind of there's certain styles I'd go for. I would probably like a Tesla, but as I said, meh. I don't know. I'd love a DeLorean just for the fun of it. You know, like
I'd love
kitted out on the inside.
Mercedes car, a new Mercedes like S Class. It would obviously go under my other choices there, but they're just so big and so nice and modern and luxury. Be amazing.
Yeah, I see. The thing is about like BMW and Mercedes, I don't think I'd ever like get one because I just feel like they're so. Like they're like top of the top of being like just so overpriced.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. But if I was to get one, I'd have to get like a really nice one. Oh, there's been some cars I've seen on TikTok that are like really cool, like just like random Audi like certain cars, or there was a Mercedes one, there was a Jeep one, where they're like they have like a hood on the windscreen. Those are nice. And then like you open the door and there's like a light. There's like a light on the floor.
Oh, I actually watched that guy do a drive
like a heads
of
up
that.
display, like that kind of hood.
Yeah,
And it tells you your speed on the windscreen.
I saw you can change the ambient color of like the whole car because there's a load of like subtle LEDs throughout the car, and you can change it from like red to like purple or whatever. And
yeah, like something with like super cool tech. I'd also love. Just like little.
No, I think it's good to have a disclaimer that we're not car people like at all.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about cars.
Yeah.
I just know that I
just
love
yeah.
a Mustang. 2017 is like one of the better models personally at the moment. I think the 2019 is the one I saw, and I was like, yeah, that's good, but it doesn't beat the 2017. There's just something right, especially like a charcoal gray or like a slate gray. Oh my god!
I think there's a car. It's like a something Skyline that I really like. Let me see if I can.
I think I've heard of that. Sure, you saw how I freaked out when I saw a red Mustang at the fire station, and I was like, "Yo!" I took like loads of pictures of it. I just love it, bro. They're just such nice cars. I'd love to drive one. The only thing is, like, they're so expensive. Like,
it's a Nissan Skyline.
Let me look that up. Nissan Skyline, you say? I think I've heard of this. Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I want like kind of an older model.
You want a boy racer car?
Basically, yeah, but an older model.
Yeah.
The older they get, the more boxy they are.
Also, for like because of like the way the laws are and stuff, like I probably wouldn't be able to get a very big engine on it, so it would be like a baby Mustang. I'd have to import it from like Australia or something, or the US.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice car.
Yeah, that's Nissan Skyline. It's really nice.
Because like I was talking to someone, and they were saying that like where they're from, there's no limit.
Oh, good for them.
So they can get as big of a thing as they want. Like 16-year-olds, when they get their first car, they get like a 3-liter engine. Like it doesn't matter, or like a 2.4-liter engine. Like
and that has no effect on their insurance.
No effect. No.
Not like insurance policy. I mean, like even price.
No.
America, man, they take like a 20-minute test to drive a go-kart, and then they can pick
America.
like the best car in the world.
I think it was Australia or something. It wasn't America. I could be wrong about Australia, but I think it's not America. I know that much. But even then, if I'd want to get it from America, if I want to get like, an engine that's bigger than one, I'd need to get it imported rather than like buying it here, and then it's more expensive for my insurance. So I need to be like super stable before I got that car. So I might just get like an older one. Maybe that would be okay. Maybe that might be better. The thing is though, like really new cars, high insurance. Really old cars, high insurance. You need like a good space in the middle.
It's just above, at least in Ireland, it's just above 2008 because that's the efficiency emissions tax or whatever. It's like your car is, since that year, they've been produced to be more energy efficient and less emission polluting or something.
So what does that mean?
So it's better for the environment, and I think they're charging less for cars like that. So for us, it's looking like getting like a 2010 is actually cheaper than getting like a 2003.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully by the time I'm like actually going into properly purchase a car, that it's, it's pretty good by then. But I mean, like, any car, as long as you like doing a higher purchase, pretty much most cars you can afford. It'll just take you a long time to pay it off.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah.
You don't have to have every single coin to get a car.
You just gotta know you can pay it off.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Any other questions you got? Any other good ones?
Change of pace. What social situations do you dread?
What social situations do I dread?
So you are an outgoing person in general. Like you like putting yourself out there. You're not an outgoing person, but you like putting yourself in social situations. Things that I wouldn't like to do. Like at parties and stuff, you're very good at mingling. I wouldn't be. But what social situation does give you that anxiety?
Anxiety,
does, like,
or
make you go,
I don't want to go because I just don't want to go.
Either.
I don't know about anxiety because like for the longest time I'd get like a weird butterfly feeling just going to a friend's house anyway. I don't know why, it just does happen, but like I'm not even nervous. Sometimes it would just happen. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'd be going to the shopping center to meet up with people, and my stomach might feel a bit weird when we get closer, and then it's gone by the time I actually get out of the car. So it's not like I'm legitimately nervous.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that dread.
Yeah.
Everyone gets that kind of feeling.
As far as like occasions that I not that I dread, but like I just like I could give or take, is like certain family events where it's like you're meant to have fun, but because it's your family, you don't think you can let yourself go too much and like literally just have fun. Whereas like in a party with friends, like you're all there to just
hell for leather, man.
Yeah. So I guess in that regard, because it's like then it becomes just kind of like this game of like just being with like distant family members that like I don't know. I don't really dread many things though. Even that, like it's very rare that I feel that. It might just depend on my mood. There's no like guaranteed I don't want to do this kind of thing, because I mean there aren't many situations where I'm forced to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I guess my only situation socially that I dread is when you meet a bunch of people for the first time and then that's over, and then however long later you meet them again, like not too long later, but I hate going to people that I now know but don't know at all, but I can't do a whole like introductory thing and be comfortable breaking the ice that way because I technically know them. I don't know, it's like getting familiar with a new group of people is probably the hardest thing that I find socially. Getting comfortable with a group of people, and I hate. Like, I do put myself out there to do it, but I do hate doing it.
Yeah, I think if I'm ever like out somewhere and there's someone or a group that I don't necessarily know yet, I kind of just stick to what I know and who I know, and eventually it just opens up to where you end up talking. You know, you don't have to be like, distant and be like, get away from me, but like if you don't make like such a big effort to do it, I feel like it just happens automatically. Like there's been times where I've been at parties and I just like there's somebody there and I don't know them and I'm not really comfortable in just saying, "Hey, who are you? How are you doing? What's up?" So I just kind of like leave it, and it like eventually it becomes where like we end up in conversation, or a mutual friend is talking to me, and then that's how it kind of turns into a conversation between the three of us. So it's like I'll eventually get to know them in one way or another.
Right.
So in those, like in situations where I need to meet new people, I'm a bit like held back for a bit. Sometimes it depends. It also depends if there's a lot of people or if there's already friends talking to that person. I'll come over and be like, "Yo," like I
think that's kind of what I meant.
I have no problem.
Integrating yourself into a friend group. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I got it. It's like,
wait, your
integrating
friends?
yourself into no. So a new friend group, right? So a new group of people. You have to put yourself into this environment, and they're already a clique, and you have to kind of integrate yourself in there.
But what if there's like, is one of your friends there already?
No. It's a new group of people, but like,
well, that's not what I
let's
meant,
say like,
but I know what you mean now. Okay.
yeah.
I was saying if there's a new person or couple of people and one or two of my friends are already over there, I'll have no problem then going over and be like, "Yo," because I don't like I've got my backup,
Yeah, I don't know why you need that, but I feel the exact same way.
A new group though, I mean, I don't know.
Take it like in work, an example, right? So like you get a new job, and all the colleagues have kind of their cliques, but you kind of need to start making socialization. So like, let's say on the off chance you're alone with one guy and you make friends with him.
Yeah, it's
happened. Quite awkward. You know him well. You don't know his friends in the workplace, but you kind of have to,
I never had those problems because I had one guy that I kind of knew, and then he was never on at the same time as me, and then there was another guy I kind of knew, but then like he didn't like really chat with many people either, so there was no like clique because this was Central, so it was like there was no cliques. And then in Specsavers, I mean, see, the thing is, Specsavers, I broke the ice so quickly with like work experience, so when it came to coming back, I was kind of in the clique, like a little bit, like I was already kind of getting my foot in there, so it was like no problem for me like in that regard. But I will say this though, going like to a new year or a new school is a bit daunting. Like when I went from third and had to skip and went to fifth, starting fresh with people I didn't know was a bit tough, and you didn't know them, like you didn't even know their humor. So like one of my closest friends throughout the Leaving Cert, the first thing he said to me was, "What are you looking at, boy? Stop looking at me, you weirdo." That was the first thing he said to me. And I hated it because I was like, "Here, I'm new, like, and you're there." Because after the class, he said sorry. I was like, "Yeah, all right, yeah." Because I mean, then his friends, who are all my closest friends, were all kind of chiming in as well. So then at the end, your man said sorry to me, and I was like, "Yeah, all right, yeah, whatever." He was like, "I'm Zach," and I was like, "I'm Evan." But like, that started off as like, I will not like this guy, and then we ended up becoming good friends. So it's like, I've been lucky to where the cliques didn't really affect me that much. Like even in first year when I got new school, new county, I heard two people giving out to each other in the like right behind me, me, and I said, "You two sound like a married couple," and then they became my friends. Like I didn't really have any problems like integrating into a friend like group or friendship. Because if it was only two people, then it's only really a friendship.
Yeah.
By chance and a bit by luck, but also like a little bit of, obviously, I'm a bit outgoing when it comes to like, talking. I don't really care most of the time, or it takes me a bit at least sometimes to, work up the courage. But like, I guess I've been lucky to where it hasn't really affected me to where it's something I dread.
I just had some experiences.
Yeah, I mean, same. I've had some experiences.
It's not very common.
I mean, I sat down at a big circle at Longitude, and they said nothing to me. So eventually, I was like, okay, bye. Because like myself and my friend were trying to go around, find people to chat with and make friends. She had to go off somewhere, so I said, fine, I'll just keep going. Sat down with these people, they said nothing to me at all, and we're just kind of like, did not care who I was. But then I'd sit down with these two people, and what do you know? I see him on the bus in Cork half a year later.
Huh.
Like, the difference, it's just like, so I do have experiences, but like, then it comes with a lot of luck at the same time, where it just happens to work out perfectly by chance,
right,
because they say something and I say something, or I say something and then they react, or so it's never something I dread, thankfully.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm lucky with what I have. Any other questions? I kind of ramble there, sorry.
Yeah. I guess this one here. What is the most calming image you can conjure up in your head, in your mind?
Tianzi Mountains, China.
So that would be like your go-to kind of happy, calm place.
Yeah, it just looks so good, like. You know what I mean? But what if there was like a temple in one of the mountains, overlooking the rest of the mountains, with like a koi fish pond and a Zen garden, like
the garden I described is my most calming.
So
image,
if I had, with that, like, meditation mat and everything, and the koi fish and the garden and the cool trees and the bonsai trees, overlooking all the Tianzi Mountains, that would be my dream spot. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess mine is most similar to what I described in the garden, somewhere completely peaceful with a really astonishing view and nothing but myself and some meditation to do, I guess. Be pretty amazing. I guess kind of an extension of that question would be what is your happy place? Do you have a happy place?
What do you mean?
So when a lot of people undergo like overwhelming scenarios, people tend to have a happy place that helps them relax, kind of like a place they go to in their mind that calms them down.
I don't have one.
Yeah, I don't either. I was hoping you did.
No, I just deal with it with my brain. When I should probably have a happy place of some sort, but like I don't really. I kind of just like keep my eyes open and live in the world I'm in, rather than try to create another one to calm myself down. It's probably useful to have one, but I just don't. Plus, I've never been like so crazily overwhelmed to where I needed one. Oh, well, I have been crazily overwhelmed. That's a lie. I have been, but
we all have been.
Yeah, but I definitely didn't like use any happy place to comfort myself. I'm sure if I could go to a happy place, like physically, Tianzi Mountains, I'd be well happy. But yeah. Well, that was that sunk like a lead brick.
Yeah, really. That's all I have to. That's all the questions I have that were good.
I mean, there's some here that are like kind of like super open ended. Like, what is art?
Yeah, I skipped some of the really vague ones, like what makes a song catchy.
I saw that. Yeah, what is your happy place? Like, yeah, I see that one now. See, I see some of these are like they're not very open ended, really. Like, what's the funniest YouTube video you ever seen? Like, that's not very open ended. But there are some that are like, what makes you who you are? Like that's crazy. Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 rules for navigating life? Huh?
No, I don't have a lot of philosophical advice to be giving out today. So.
How does your favorite memory play out? That might be good. What's your
I don't think
favorite
I have
memory?
one.
Honestly, I don't know if I do either.
I have good memories. I have bad memories, but I have good memories, and I don't have a go-to one.
I will say, whenever I hear there's this it's probably it's just a memory thing. It's not necessarily like a good or a bad memory, but whenever I hear what's it called? It's called it's by Dave. Tiago Silva. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Tiago Silva. Whenever I hear the start of that song, like the very first couple seconds, I without fail think of Longitude, because that was like what going on in the background when I was walking around. And it was like, it's the one song where I like completely attach it to Longitude, especially because like I wasn't really like a Dave fan, so I had no other like connection to any of his songs. But that one I just like completely connected it to Longitude, and I cannot hear that song without thinking of Longitude, especially like the first couple seconds. It's just like so crazy. It's the one thing I think.
Yeah, I wish I went to Longitude that time.
Yeah,
but
happy I did.
I reckon next year will be a banger. Festivals everywhere.
Hopefully. What was your worst travel experience?
I guess I was in Tenerife one time and I had to come home, but I was about 14. We were already late to the airport. Okay, paint the picture. We're already late to the airport. Okay. And basically, I'm 14 trying to get home. 14, 13. That kind of age. I'm not allowed to fly alone. I'm flying alone home, though. And there's already a load of stuff going on. I end up being late. Finally get my bag checked. I'm about... When was this? I am about 48 kg, carrying probably a 20 kg bag, sprinting in the airport. Dude, that was one of the most intense things I had to do. Literally, I had to get through security, and I was in such a rush. This guy stopped me. I think I had shampoo that was too big, and I was like, take it, and I ran. I was like, I don't care what you do with that. I ran, so I didn't want to miss this flight. If I missed this flight, it was a whole mess. I don't think I was getting returns or whatever.
Yeah.
So literally, it was like, what's wrong? He was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, here, okay, goodbye. I wasn't trying to argue with him. I'm sprinting to my gate. I finally get to my gate, right, and I'm late. The woman at the desk is like, nah, we're closed now, man. And I was like, see, it worked in my favor that I had to run so much because I was literally tearing. So I played to my tears, and I was like, please, my family is on that plane. I need to go home with them because I can't fly alone. No. But that was my story to begin with. I had to pretend someone was on that plane. And they let me on. Late as fuck. And I got on. And I eventually got home. But that was probably my worst travel experience because I haven't had a lot of bad travel experiences.
I have one that's funny. I lost well, I was so young that I don't know if I lost it, but I'm fairly sure I lost it. It was a Game Boy Advance, but like my brother was supposed to... See, the thing is, I think I was holding it, but like I was so young that like you couldn't expect me to make sure it comes with us. So my brother was meant to be like holding, like watching me and the bag and actually he was meant to be holding it. But it got left in like the airport in like Spain or something.
Oh wow.
And like obviously we didn't get it back, so that, it was a bit funny because obviously I didn't get in trouble because I mean, how was I supposed to be in charge of that? I actually don't think I was supposed to be in charge of it, so I may be painting myself in a bad light here, even though I shouldn't be. But
If you're a small child, like,
yeah, even if I was supposed to be holding it, you can't expect me to do it. Like being like what 3 or 4 years old.
that can't be something you take for blame. Like,
Yeah. But there was one time where we were in London and we got a taxi to get onto like a boat, like a kind of like a dinner boat thing. It goes down the river, and it's like a tour. And I got out of the taxi and the phone must have like fell out of my pocket or something, and literally I cried my eyes out so much. We tried calling it, texting it, all this stuff, never got a reply. And the worst part about it was the taxi driver was so nice to us. So we were like, either he stole it or somebody else took it. But like either he wasn't a nice guy and just stole it, or somebody else who just isn't nice either came by and got it. Like stole like a bloody like 7-year-old's phone or something. I think I was 7. Like that's just so sad, man. That
it really is.
I was really sad then because like obviously like I just lost. I also once had my entire back like literally balded to the flesh, or scalded to the flesh because I got completely burnt because I was wearing a t-shirt in the water. My mom was like, "It's fine. He's wearing a t-shirt. Sure, he'll be fine. Sun won't attack him too much." Took off the shirt and it literally like to the flesh burnt.
Ooh.
It was like the worst thing ever. We had to like get one of the things that are on the side of the pool. They sell like burn stuff. It was actually really good, to be fair. I mean, like for someone who's selling stuff on the side of a pool, it was actually really good. We had to buy loads of those and had to like apply it all the time, and it stung so much every time. Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
So there's nothing like super hectic, but there was a couple things that were like just really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, last one. This didn't happen to me. I think I've told you this before. So I made a friend on holiday. I think it was the same place. I don't know if it was the same holiday as the burn. And she like jumped into the pool or something, and I don't think she could swim. And she was in the pool and she like basically started drowning, right? Now, I don't want to say not drowning, but like you could tell she was in trouble. But she wasn't
struggling.
Like she wasn't going to die, you know what I mean? She was just in trouble. I don't know what age I was. It could have been 4, honestly. Could have been 6. Beats me. Either way. Evan the superhero wanted to jump in, but there was one thing in his way. He was holding a €2 coin and didn't want to drop it. Because, it's not my money, and I was a kid.
Wow.
I was given money to go to the shop to get an ice cream. That's like, beside the pool. And I didn't want to drop it or go in with it, and I froze. And this bald dude jumped in and saved her.
I mean, you were like 6.
Yeah, but it's always something I feel so stupid about. I literally had a €2 coin and a girl's life, and I said, you know what? I'm going to save the €2 coin. Like, I'm so dumb, bro. Oh my god. Not that I would have been able to do anything in the water either. She probably would have just drowned me too. I could swim, but anybody, if you could get a master class, you could get like a master at swimming and they'd still drown if someone was dragging on them. But like, I mean, it still would have been nice to at least go, you know what, I did a good thing. But instead I said, you know what, I kept that €2 safe.
Hey, you did you, man. It all worked out in the end.
Yeah, she survived. I slapped my €2 for my ice cream.
Oh my god.
Shenanigans, like, do you know what I mean? Absolute banter. I think that seems to be really the only like good questions. I keep going on like What are they called? Rants.
Tangents.
Tangents. All of the above. I just keep going on them, so we can just end it here before I continue.
Do you have a daily, weekly dose of life advice?
Yeah, it's stay in drugs, don't do school.
Very well.
Yeah. I didn't get one, so you're just gonna have to deal with that one.
I mean, I do have one that I gave to you yesterday.
Go ahead.
I don't have it to read, but it's been shown that if you give yourself what's called no time throughout your day, throughout your week, your routine, which no time is like limiting all inputs to all of your senses throughout. So like being in a dark room that's quiet, whatever, as much senses as you can let go of. And you sit in there, you just do whatever, think about whatever. Meditate, I guess, works. But doing that helps stem your brain to work better and think of more creative things. So it can help someone stuck on writer's block or someone stuck on a problem. Help them think about stuff. I thought that was really useful.
Yeah. I mean, that works. That works well. It's better than my one. Don't listen to my one, guys. Listen to his one.
I don't think it's better than your one, dude.
Oh yeah, my one's pretty solid. All right, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty up there.
Yeah,
I
mean, it's pretty good. What can I say? Yeah. So there you go. There's your two one very good piece of advice, and the second one.
My one.
Second one was okay. Like, hope you enjoyed listening, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Bye.